Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel K. You might know me from my Instagram at Mrs. Rachel Kraus, and today I'm coming at you with a quarantine cleaning marathon. This is basically where I just put together a bunch of my past cleaning videos into one big long video. You can turn this on wherever you like to watch your cleaning videos and get to cleaning your own home. We all know with staying home during the quarantine that it's definitely made our homes a lot more dirty, a lot quicker. So we definitely are probably needing to clean a lot more than we used to. So I'm hoping this gives you guys a lot of motivation. This idea came from This Crazy Life on YouTube. Her name is Amanda, but funny enough, my husband Derek, who actually doesn't watch YouTube at all, also came up with this idea. So I'm gonna give credit to the both of them, and we are going to jump right into this video. I hope you guys enjoy all of the motivation. If you like these kinds of videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave a comment about what your favorite part of cleaning videos are. Coming into our bedroom, we have a huge mess in here. I haven't made my bed for the day because I knew I was filming. And then we have over here, this is where Logie Bear sleeps. We've got the dog bed, our blackout curtains, the chair needs to be fixed up, and this monstrosity. Holy cow. And then we have a bunch of pillows on the ground. And I have the clean, like outer layer, what are they called? Pillow covers. I have the clean pillow covers right there. We also need to be dusting the fan. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can see that. Super dusty. Alrighty, we are starting with none other than the fan. And here I am covering my face because I know that this dust is going to be flying everywhere, although I am trying to do my best to not get it everywhere. I am starting with this method of taking an old pillowcase, bunching it up, and then fitting it over the fan arms or legs or whatever you call these things on the fan. I'm just pulling it off with all the dust on it. It gets off, I'd say like 90% of the dust. And then after that, I'm going to go in with my vacuum cleaner with like the brush attachment on it. And this really got the rest of the dust off. And I went ahead and went around the lights as well just to get that layer of dust off. It was crazy how dusty it was up there. We just hadn't used it for so long, and I could finally see the dust building up. It was honestly disgusting, but it feels so much better that it's clean now. And the reason I started with the fan is because it's at the top, and I always like to work my way from the top down when I'm cleaning. So that's exactly what I'm doing here. So then after this, I'm going to take all the linens off my bed and all of that kind of stuff so that we're not sleeping on dusty sheets. And then I am going to show you exactly what the inside of that pillowcase looks like. And y'all, it's gross. After dusting that fan off, it just felt like the right time to go ahead and take my bed linens off as well. I didn't want that dust circulating around in the air too much, so I am taking off literally everything. I'm stripping the bed down all the way down to the mattress protector. Our mattress protector is a fully enclosed one, so it doesn't need to be removed. But now that I'm looking at it, I definitely need to get a new one. This was the one that we moved with the mattress protector on it. We just need to get rid of it. And Kenna girl, she is always my little buddy on this. She loves to come sit on any kind of pile I have. So I'm just removing my duvet cover, my pillowcases, my pillowcase protectors, my sheets, everything, and I'm gonna go throw that into the wash. And then I am going to start wiping down my headboard and my bed frame, all that kind of stuff. It does collect a layer of dust, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe that down with my Force of Nature cleaner and a paper towel that I can get rid of at the end. And the Force of Nature cleaner is amazing for disinfecting and getting rid of all those germs that could be contributing to any kind of bacteria in your home. Coming over to the nightstands, I am just getting everything off of Derek's nightstand that might be there that doesn't belong, like this towel and all that kind of stuff that you just saw me remove. And then I'm going to go ahead and clean his mirror over here. I'm going to make sure I have all the dust out of all the crevices, and I clean it down with a general microfiber cloth first with the Force of Nature cleaner, and then I go in with the window polishing cloth. And then I'm just going to wipe down every single thing on his nightstand, including the inside of the lamp, the outside of the lamp, and the coaster that you see here, and his phone cord. And then I'm going to also dust off the top of this and get the handles of his nightstand as well. I felt that it was super important to disinfect all of the light switches and the door handles or doorknobs, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going ahead and doing that now. After disinfecting that door handle, I realized our vent definitely needed to be vacuumed out, so I got my brush attachment on my vacuum and I'm just vacuuming the vent. Moving on to my nightstand and my side of the bed, I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on Derek's side of the bed, except the difference is that I have a lot more stuff over here, and that's because Logan sleeps on this side of the bed as well in his little pack and play. So I've got diapers and things on my nightstand, so it just takes me a little bit longer to figure out where everything goes and where I want it to be accessible during the night. After my nightstand was cleaned off, there was a load of laundry that was ready to be done, and this is a mix of Derek and I's clothes, so I am just going through and laying out everything that needs to be hung up on hangers, and then I'll grab the hangers afterwards, and then everything that can be folded, I'm just folding it right then and there.
Hey you, what are you doing? Are you playing in the laundry pile? You about ready to go down for a nap?
So this is why it can be tricky to clean the bedroom. This is why I put it off for so long. It's so hard for me to do. It's because I have to do it within his wake windows. So because he sleeps right over there. And when he's taking a nap, I obviously can't be in here cleaning or he wouldn't be taking a nap. So it just makes the process a lot longer, and that's why I keep putting it off. So he's about to go down for a nap and we're gonna take a little break in here. I'm picking back up where I left off, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put away the rest of this laundry. I've got a few more things to hang up on hangers and a few things to put away in my underwear drawer, and we will be ready to move on to the next. The laundry never ends, am I right? So here I'm just taking my bed linens that had just freshly come out of the dryer, and they were all warm and snuggly, which I love. And I am just putting everything back where it belongs, putting all the pillows into pillowcases, all that kind of stuff. You guys know the drill. You do this in your own homes, I'm sure. And the nice thing was that Derek had finally gotten home from work at this point in the day, so he was able to kind of entertain Logan while I was going ahead and putting all the bed linens back on. That's why you don't see him helping too much. He's definitely helping in other ways though, because it can be just as equally as hard to entertain Logan on my own when I really need help to do these things. Thus begins the struggle with the duvet and the duvet cover. Raise your hand if you struggle with this every single dang time. Me too. I can't see you raising your hands, but just know I am in solidarity with you. I almost had my duvet and my duvet cover put back right, and then Cole and Kennedy decided to take their wrestling match that they'd been having on the floor up onto the bed because it was just so much fun. They love piles and they love whenever I'm messing with the blankets or anything like that, so I thought it was cute. They give a little fun to my day, so here I am just fixing up the rest of the duvet cover and finishing that up finally. Derek was giving Logan a bath for the night, so I decided during his bath I was just going to go ahead and put these pillows back into their pillow covers and get those all ready to go for the morning. This was obviously the nighttime, so I was definitely not going to make my bed tonight, but I will show you when it's made in the morning. And I'm just getting all these pillows back into the pillow covers. The pillow covers were washed a couple of days prior to this. These are definitely not an item that I think about needing to wash, but they are definitely something that need to be washed way more frequently than I do. And it feels so good to have fresh new pillows that are clean and gorgeous and ready to be put on my bed. And here's the finished product of all that hard work. I'm gonna take a break for today. It's gotta be like 6:45 in the evening, and Loki Bear needs to get ready for bed and get off to bed. I will have to pick this up tomorrow, but thankfully I got quite a bit done today, so I feel super productive. I'll see you tomorrow, which for you will be in about 3, 2, 1. So like I said, we are getting started with making our bed this morning. This was pretty early in the morning, and we always like to start by making our bed. We hadn't been doing it the past few days because I didn't have those pillows back into the pillow covers. I don't know, it was just messing up my whole groove. So I'm glad to be back and doing this. I am just setting up my duvet cover and then our quilt at the end. And we are going to get all of our pillows on here. But I realized that our other 2 pillows that I usually set up in front of the ones that we sleep on didn't have the right pillowcases on them, and I wanted to get those washed. I just didn't realize it yesterday. So I'm taking those off now and getting them into the washing machine. Something I don't often think about is needing to vacuum this rocking chair that we have in here. This originally was a part of a set with our couch downstairs. Honestly, we're not huge fans of it. They're lazy boy and they just haven't worked very well. The reclining chair is fine, but the couch is a whole nother story. Anyways, I don't ever think about needing to vacuum it down because we really don't use it that often, but I feel like that's even more reason to vacuum it down. You don't want it to get dust or dust mites or anything like that. But I do use it frequently for nursing Logan, especially right before he goes down for bed at night. Since I have the brush attachment attached to my vacuum and we are working our way from the top to the bottom in the room, I am going to go ahead and dust off or vacuum off this ottoman, and I'm getting in between each of the holes as well as just vacuuming it straight up, and I really got a lot more stuff off of here than I thought. So you just saw me vacuum off the end of my bed frame here. I realized that yesterday I never finished the end of my bed frame, so I'm glad that I caught that. And we're gonna go ahead and dust it down and disinfect it with the Force of Nature cleaner and a regular general purpose microfiber cloth. This might be a little hard to see, but there is a line of dust down there. You can see it where I just stopped vacuuming and then I started again. That line of dust was down there for who knows how long. You guys, I thought I was doing such a great job at cleaning my home, and I was just not deep cleaning it near enough. So I think this might become my regular go-to deep clean. This is obviously not just a basic surface clean. This is a total deep clean, and this took me a total of 2 days. So this won't be an everyday kind of thing, but I definitely need to incorporate this more often. I'm just putting the ottoman back here and making sure that's good to go, and moving right along to the dresser. This thing is a wreck. So I'm putting away these clothes into a trash bag that Derek figured out he wanted to donate. And then I found this cute little newborn onesie. I can't believe Logan was ever that small, and I needed to put that away. I threw in some pajamas and things that I didn't want that we are going to donate. And I am taking these clothes that needed to be put away into the little bins under our bed for Logan. Well, they're not actually for Logan. They're Logan's clothes that are going to the next baby. And then I'm going to go ahead and wipe down this entire dresser. I'm wiping it down with the Force of Nature cleaner and a general purpose microfiber cloth. And I'm making sure that I'm disinfecting everything. I got into all of the nooks and crannies of this dresser because this is one of the things that we touch and use the most. I also just wanted to point out very quickly, you may have seen me just stuff all of Logan's clothes back into his top drawer, and that is because I'm going to be doing a decluttering and organizing video in here very soon where I declutter all of our clothes, the dresser, the closet, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, you guys, I did not have the energy to deal with it today. Out of sight, out of mind, and I knew I'd be taking care of it shortly. This dusty old thing is what I took down from the top of our dresser. You guys, I feel like I forget that decor items get so dusty as well. So let me know if I'm not alone in that, but I'm just wiping everything down. I had already previously wiped down
the bottles that belong in there as well to make sure they were free of dust. And then I'm going to go ahead and start vacuuming and putting in these gorgeous vacuum lines into my room, which is one of my favorite parts of cleaning. I'm needing to move the dog bed to get where I need to go next with the vacuum, but Kenna Girl always gets so scared of the vacuum, so I'm just helping her up onto the bed and then moving the dog bed, and I'm gonna get all up in here. Oh, yep, and caught the curtains right in the vacuum. That has happened countless times. And right here is the moment I noticed something in our windowsill. I decided to go ahead and finish vacuuming since I already had the vacuum out and I wanted to be done with it. I was losing my patience a little bit just because it was kind of snowballing and becoming a much bigger project than I imagined. It felt good to clean it, but it's a lot of work doing this with a baby on your back, especially a baby who is getting grumpy. And yep, that's mold. I noticed a bunch of mold growing on our windowsill. You might wonder, how did I not know it was there? We don't ever open these curtains. We have like a sheet that's pinned up there, a black sheet. The shades always stay down, and then we have the black sheet, and then we have the blackout curtains, and we do that so that we can sleep and the morning light isn't waking us up and it's not waking Logan up, and it works really well, aside from the fact that I think it's trapping in the condensation into our windowsill and causing all this disgusting mold. That being said, we live in a very humid place, so mold is super common, especially if you're not keeping up on things. But this is something that I just didn't even know to look out for because in our windows downstairs, it doesn't have this. Well, we're using our windows downstairs every single day, so I will be sure to check this out more often now. Alrighty, you guys, I'm finishing up by putting up this blanket on my chair that was fresh and clean, and this is our clean room. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and I feel so good about it. It's completely disinfected from top to bottom, and this is incredible. If you guys like these kinds of videos, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and leave me a comment about what your favorite part of cleaning is, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Today, we are still self-quarantined, so we are going to take advantage of that and get it all done today. I have no idea what's even on my plate. I have yet to make my list, but I know it's a lot, and I know cleaning the house, for one, is one of my big chores to do today. So if you guys like these kind of motivating videos, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below, leave a comment for me. I love seeing your guys' comments, and let's get into it. As you guys can see, I'm getting started with the bed. I like to make my bed every single morning. It really helps get me motivated for the rest of my day and starts it off on a good note. And then every time I come into my bedroom, it's nice and cleaned up. It just makes me feel good. After I make the bed, I'm going to pick up the rocker recliner in the corner of the bedroom, and that's typically where I nurse Logan, so I'll take the pillow off of there and get that kind of stuff. So I just want to go ahead and put that back, and then I will clean up the nightstands. P.S. Can anybody spot little Logie Bear? He's crawling around the entire time that I'm cleaning up.
You guys saw that I had thrown in my first load when I showed you that I was throwing in my bathroom rugs. So now I just need to change things over, kind of pick up the laundry room just a little bit. It's gotten a little bit out of control. And I will start a new load of laundry, and then I'm also going to fold Logie Bear's laundry, which is what I'm pulling out of the dryer right now. As I was putting in this load of laundry, I realized I was completely out of detergent. So that's where I came up with the idea to show you guys my DIY laundry detergent recipe, and I will be showing you that later in the video. But for now, I'm gonna move on to the bathroom, and I'm just gonna be shaking out these towels that we had behind the door. We had just groomed Cole and Kennedy, not fully. We still need to do their heads and their paws, but we did what we could on the other day. And actually, I say we, but Derek did the entire thing by himself. He's an absolute lifesaver, and he's gotten really, really good at grooming them, and we've been saving a ton of money doing it. So I'm just doing a little quick cleanup with the vacuum. That's not my vacuum that I'm going to be doing for the entire bathroom, but I just wanted to get the fur out of there, and then I'm going to be picking up the trash and putting it in the trash bag, making sure everything is out from the little corner behind the toilet, and we will go from there. I'm going to quickly take everything off of the counter so that I can get a good cleanup of the counters, and then I'm going to be spraying my mirrors down, and then I'm going to let that soak in and disinfect, and then I'm also going to spray my toilet in the meantime so that that can also sit with the disinfectant on it, and then we will move along to wiping everything down. If you have never seen one of my previous cleaning videos, be sure to check those out on my channel. I have a bunch of them up, and they're amazing for motivation, but I always share my tip about wiping down my mirrors, and I like to do it with a general purpose microfiber cloth. I use these e-cloths, and then I go in with the polishing cloth afterwards. And the spray that I'm using throughout this entire video, I use one cleaning product for my entire house, and that is the Force of Nature Cleaner. Moving on to my toilet, this is the thing I hate cleaning probably the most out of my entire house, but it's also one of the things that once it's clean, I feel so good about my house. I feel like it's just spick and span, even though the rest of it may not be. But tell me down in the comments below, what is your favorite part of your house to clean? my shower. This little ledge here is so handy, but it also gets so dirty so quickly. So I'm just taking everything off of here and I'm gonna wipe it down. This is actually really, really satisfying to watch. I'm just using a scrub brush to really get into the grout and everything. And I'm only cleaning this little bit of my shower because we actually had a handyman come later in the day and he ripped out all of the caulking that is right around the tub. I almost said grout, but it's all the caulking around the tub. It was completely moldy. So thankfully he ripped it out and put in new caulking and it's amazing. Moving on to the floors, I'm now going in and really vacuuming, getting into all those corners and things like that. And then I'm going to be hand mopping with the Force of Nature cleaner and my general purpose microfiber e-cloth. And I really like to scrub it down, get in all the corners, drag everything out. I have a little crawling baby now, so I have to think if he puts his mouth or his hands on the floor, which you know they do, would I feel okay with him doing that in this room? We try not to let him in the bathroom anyways, but you know, they're sneaky. They know how to get around. They're smarter than we think. Once I get into the groove of cleaning, everything just kind of spirals and I keep going from one thing to the next. This is actually my favorite part of cleaning. I absolutely love vacuuming, but I also love the feeling of things kind of spiraling so that it feels easier to clean. It feels like I want to clean. I have all the motivation in the world to get all the things done, but I'm also on a time crunch because I do have that crawling baby that I need to tend to. He is with Dad right now downstairs, but he was getting hungry, so I had to hurry up and vacuum the room and the little hallway outside. Coming into the kitchen, I'm going to make Logie Bear's breakfast, and I like to always have things prepped if I can, and you will actually see me doing some of that later in the video. I'll show you how to sneak in some prep time where it's super easy to do so. And this morning he was having some pre-cut up fruit along with some oranges to get in some vitamin C to fight off any kind of viruses that are going around right now, and as well as a smoothie and a little bit of oatmeal on the side.
Swear that I'm fading, I think I'm losing my sight. I swear I'm hitting the floor. I could swear that my stomach just sunk a meter.
I always like to take the time to sit down with Logan and feed him, or at least put the food on his plate. If I put it all on his plate at one time, he just shoves it down his mouth way too fast, so we kind of ration it a little bit and just give it to him slowly. But I love it that either Derek or I are always there to feed him. It's just such a special bonding time, and you get to catch these really cute little moments, and I've just seen him grow so much over the past 8 months. It's insane how fast time is going, but it's also so fun. Then I'm coming back into the kitchen and I'm going to clean up from Logan's breakfast a little bit. I left out a few things, and we are going to be moving on to my daily morning chores. I always like to empty the dishwasher. I clean his high chair, like tray and bib, after every single meal, and I just like to get things tidied up so that we're on the right track for the entire day. If you guys are interested in seeing a daily cleaning routine or daily morning cleaning routine, let me know in the comments below and I would love to film that for you guys. after unloading the dishwasher and all that, I had to go put Logan down for a nap, but now I am back to make my own breakfast so that I can kind of eat in peace a little bit. Otherwise, Logie Bear loves to share with me, which I don't mind, but sometimes Mama needs her own oatmeal. So I make oatmeal every single morning. I start with chia seeds and oat milk in my bowl here that I'm mixing up. And then I boil some water for my oatmeal, and I add in just a little bit of sea salt, vanilla, and then I usually like to put my fruit in there. So I'm using bananas, and I'll later be using strawberries and raspberries. You'll see it all come together. And I actually like to boil the fruit with the oatmeal. I feel like it just naturally sweetens the oatmeal and helps it so that I don't have to use as much brown sugar. But I also do like to put brown sugar in my oatmeal, which you will also see. And I just love a bunch of toppings, but my very favorite is at the end when I put the sunflower seed butter and some mini chocolate chips. I told you guys that I'd be letting you know how I sneak in some quick fruit prep, and this is how I do it. So while my oatmeal is still cooking, I had pulled out some blueberries for myself, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and cut some up for Logan and put them away in a little Tupperware, and that's what I do. Just whenever I can find a spare minute, and if I'm already prepping food or already prepping fruit for myself, I go ahead and cut him up some too. So I just have some blueberries, and then I'm also going to be putting raspberries in with his and some kiwi. I just want to show you that prepping can be done at any time. It doesn't have to be a huge production all at one time. I know sometimes I have a really hard time finding like a long 2-hour block in order to do a bunch of food prepping. And although it's super helpful when I can find the time to do that, it doesn't always happen. So sometimes just getting a little bit done ahead of time always helps. And I can tell you, whenever he's hungry and ready to go and starts to kind of whine and get grumpy, it's so nice that I usually have fruit on hand to just pour out onto a plate. Even if that means I still need to get the rest of his meal ready, at least I have something to give him in the meantime. And then I'm going to start with prepping some bananas. We love to have smoothie bowls, especially myself, and then I usually pour the extras into a cup for Logan. So I am just cutting my bananas into 4 pieces. I always do it the same number so that I know how much goes into one banana when I pull it out of the freezer. And then I put those into the freezer on a plate, and that way I can pull them out and put them in a bag, and they don't tend to stick together. So after enjoying my oatmeal, I am just getting started on cleaning up the kitchen again. It never ends, you guys. It was time to transfer over my breast milk into some freezer bags so that I could freeze it. I typically, after I pump my breast milk, I put them into these little, they're called snappies, and I put them in the fridge to let them come to fridge temperature and just see if we use them in the meantime. And if we don't use them before like 2 or 3 days in the fridge, then I like to transfer them to freezer baggies and put them in the freezer. And I always label them with the date, and I put a little note at the top that they are allergy friendly, meaning that he can have them. I don't know why I do that, but I've always done it ever since I switched over to eating more like allergy friendly for him. And then I stick them into the freezer and clean up my mess.
Hello! Good morning! Did you have a nice nappy? Hi! Oh! I freaking love you.
All right, we were getting a little bit stir crazy inside, and I need to keep up with working out even during this quarantine. I've been doing really well with it, so
We're gonna go for a little run, aren't we?
we're gonna head out for a run.
Whenever I run with the stroller, I always like to stop either in the middle of my run or towards the end and just get in a little bit of some HIIT exercises, maybe some lunges, some jumping jacks, just whatever I can think of on the spot. It doesn't have to be exact or specific, and I love to make Logan laugh, so I was just doing anything to be funny, the things we will do to make them smile, you guys. And then I usually use my stroller as like my bench, but you can easily use a park bench or like a big tree, whatever you want to do. Make it up as you go and have fun with it. I love to keep my workouts a little bit different and a little bit fun.
My poor guy is not loving this run, huh? I'm sorry, love. I'm sorry. But you're so cute.
Okay, time to head home.
Coming home, and we need to switch over some laundry. You guys, I love the satisfaction I get when I see a completely clear laundry basket. Is anyone else with me on this? I know I'm not alone in this, but it does not stay that way for long.
He said, Daddy, hi.
So here I am cleaning his bib and his tray again. He had another meal in between the time that you saw. And you guys, I literally clean this thing 3 times a day, if not more, if we have more snacks in there. So I like to keep it clean and nice, and I really take my time on it. But it's nice that it is so easy to clean. The only thing that's not easy to clean are these little grooves that you can see on the underneath side of this tray. Whenever Logan reaches over with anything on his hands and grabs the underneath of the tray, it puts a lot of food underneath there. So I'm always having to dig it out just to make sure we're not getting any grossness under there. But I do love the high chairs. So if you guys are interested in a high chair, we have the Stocka Trip Trap, and I do love it. It is finally DIY laundry detergent time, and I will leave this recipe that I made up in the description box below, but I am using 4 cups of borax, 4 cups of washing soda, 4 cups, which is 1 pound of the shredded goat milk from Ben's Soap Company, and 1 1/3 cup of baking soda. As you can tell, I'm really just like kind of so measuring it out, but you really want to mix it up very well. And then I put a cute little like gold measuring spoon that I have with it, and you want to put a tablespoon with it, or something that you can remember to use a tablespoon at a time. That's how much I put into a load. And if I need extra washing power in that load, I will just add some white vinegar. If I'm going to be putting out a super pretty bowl of my DIY laundry detergent, then you know I'm going to be cleaning up my washer and dryer. These get so overlooked in my house because I can just close the door, but they honestly get so dirty with all the lint in there and all the cleaning that I do. So I'm just going to clean these up really quickly and then put out my little bowl. And I think I'm going to replace this basket soon with something more aesthetic, but we'll get around to it in the meantime. I am using up the rest of my spray and wash, but the rest of the stuff in here are all clean ingredients, which I love. And I love that my new space is so pretty. By the way, I have used this laundry detergent and I absolutely love it.
Aside from cleaning up from dinner tonight, I've about hit my max for cleaning today. That's about all I can handle during this like quarantine and being stuck inside. But my entire top floor is clean. You guys saw that. And right now I'm about to start dinner. It's 4:40. We're getting a little bit of a late start, but it's a quick and easy dinner. we're gonna make a vegan mac and cheese, and I'll show you guys how I do it. So I'm going to be starting with some organic unsalted raw cashews and just blending those up. And after this, you pretty much just keep pushing it down into the blender or your food processor and add a little bit of oil if you absolutely need to. If not, and you can do without, then that's great. It'll kind of form a butter or like a paste. And then I add in some seasonings. I did some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some taco seasoning, as well as adding in some nutritional yeast and some salsa. And then you add in some hot water at the end. And it is the most amazing vegan cheese that I have ever tasted. I have never had a recipe quite like this, and I will be leaving it in the comments below, or the description box, I should say, and it's absolutely incredible. And in the meantime, I just cooked up this really quick brown rice and quinoa macaroni noodles that we got at Trader Joe's. These were actually really good, and you can't even tell a difference between them and regular pasta. I only cooked them for 1 minute on the stove before I rinsed them under cold water and drained them, of course, and then I poured in my sauce into the pot just so I could get the noodles and the sauce kind of acquainted together, and that was it. That was all that this was, and it was super easy. Every single person in the family loved it, including Logan. And I forgot to add, I did add a little bit of oat milk and some butter just because I felt like it needed some creaminess. We use a vegan butter and it's amazing. You can find them pretty much anywhere nowadays, but that was all I did, and I just felt like it needed a little more liquid. You could have added water, you could have skipped the butter. This is a super easy, adaptable recipe, and we even had it over burgers the next day. I don't know, but it worked. There you have it. It's 5 o'clock. I told you I started at 4:40. 20-minute dinner, done. Got some Mexican mac and cheese. Yum. So I'm gonna plate this up and we're gonna have dinner, and that'll be it for today. Well, you guys, we have quite the mess in here, and like I said, this is just from being home, from being quarantined and self-quarantining ourselves. We've been at home all day, every day, except for a few walks here and there while social distancing, of course, but we have to get outside. And so I'm just going to start with what I start with every single morning, and that is unloading the dishwasher and making sure that it is empty and ready to go for the rest of the day so that I can continually load dishes into it throughout the entire day, and that keeps my sink looking clean. These are some of my favorite parts to watch on other people's videos when they're doing cleaning, and so I thought maybe you guys would like to see it too. I have an extra soapy sink today, and I just wanted to clean it out and get it rid of all the little crumbs that get stuck in there from washing out our dishes. So hopefully you guys enjoy the motivation. After cleaning cleaning out the sink, I'm realizing I definitely need to clean around the outside of it, so I'm starting to spray my Force of Nature cleaner, and I realize it's completely empty. So I need to make some more of that. It only takes a couple minutes. It's super easy. You just plug the little thing in with some filtered water up to the fill line, and then pour your little capsule in, press go. Good to go. But this whole video is kind of like a if you give a mouse a cookie type thing. So once one thing happens, it's like a snowball effect for the rest of it. So once I realized I needed to clean my sink, I realized I was out of cleaner. As I was trying to make my cleaner, I realized I was out of water and had to refill the water. That's pretty much how my entire day went, but I'm okay with it because I got it all done. After getting done with the kitchen of what I could at the moment, I realized it was definitely time to move on to the living room. This typically is like my natural next step from the kitchen just because they're all kind of one room. We have a bunch of blankets out, a bunch of baby toys, things all over the place, and we even have an airbed on the ground. You might be wondering, why do we have an airbed in our living room? That's because Derek and I have been sleeping on an airbed for the past almost 2 weeks. We are almost done, and we are kind of softly sleep training Logan. I don't know how else to say that. We're not like rigidly sleep training him, but he's kind of weaning himself off of night feedings. But it was hard for me to do that when I was in the room with him because any sound that he would make, I realized, oh my gosh, he needs me. When in all reality, he really just needed a minute to go back to sleep. So we took the advice of taking care of babies. We are not doing her program, but I saw this advice on her Instagram stories. And she said that whenever you're sleep training a baby, if you cannot put them in their own bedroom, like let's say you live in a 1-bedroom place like we do, then while you are sleep training them, you should sleep in a different room and let the baby sleep in their natural environment that they will be in for the rest of the time so that they don't get confused as to why their bed has moved or anything like that. After getting things straightened up on the floor and cleaning up the couch, I needed to refill Logan's diaper bin. Thankfully, I've had a bunch of diapers on hand. I've been slowly stockpiling a little bit. We also do still have quite a few diapers in our area, but we do not have the right size. So if you have watched my previous grocery haul, you know that Logan is in a size 4 diaper and I cannot find them anywhere. I guess it's a super popular size right now, so we are using size 5, and honestly, it's fine. It's a little bit big on him, but we will make do, and I just feel super lucky that we have enough diapers for him. If you are by chance looking for diapers, I did find some on Amazon, so in case you need some, go look there. But I'm just putting in some clean vacuum lines. This is one of my favorite parts, and I know you guys love it too. I'm making my way back into the kitchen. I still need to clean off the countertops, and I wanted to move everything out of its place today. It was time to do that. I usually do that like maybe once or twice a week, and then the rest of the time I just wipe down wherever we've used it. But I like to go ahead and wipe down all of my countertops before I do the floor, and that way I can push off any crumbs onto the floor and then vacuum them right up. Cleaning everything today with my Force of Nature cleaner, and I got this comment on one of my previous videos. I think somebody thought that the Force of Nature cleaner was just like vinegar and water. It's not. It's an actual chemical reaction with salt and I can't remember the other thing, but in water. You'll have to look it up on their website. It's a whole deal, but it is like an EPA registered disinfectant. I think I'm saying that right. And it has been proven to clean the coronavirus and disinfect that.
So that's good news. But as you can see by the title, you know that this is like a quarantine cleanup. And I do think that it's super important to keep our homes clean during this time, get all the bacteria out and make it, you know, just as clean and polished as we can. But I also think it's super important to stay positive in our homes. If you have kiddos, you know that they pick up on things, they pick up on stress or anything like that. And we want to keep things positive and light for them. Even if you don't have kids, it's important to put your mental stability first. After the kitchen is done, I'm going to head up to the bathroom. I'm just doing my normal bathroom cleaning routine, and I absolutely love this. It turns out amazing every single time, and it just feels so fresh and clean. I love it. So I'm going to throw our bathroom rugs into the wash with my homemade DIY laundry detergent. I showed you guys that one in my Get It All Done With Me video that I posted on my channel, so go check that out if you want to see that laundry detergent recipe. I love to just pick everything up off my counters, put it back where it belongs, and then I take everything off of the countertops and I like to spray everything down and kind of let it sit for a minute so that it has time to do its thing with the cleaner, and then I go into cleaning off all of the surfaces. After all the countertops are cleaned up, I'm going to put everything back where it belongs, and then I'm going to move on to the tub. I take everything out of the tub and spray it down, and then kind of wipe in the grout just to get it as clean as I possibly can. You guys know that we're renting this place, and so the grout is never as clean as I would like it to be. It was that way when we got here. But thankfully, they did replace the caulking on the side there of the tub. It used to have mold stuck in it, and I could not get it out no matter what I did. That's because it actually was underneath the caulking, so there was no way I was ever going to get that out. Thankfully, they replaced it, no questions asked. And now I'm moving on to the toilet, which is one of my least favorite duties, but the house actually feels much cleaner as a whole when I know this is clean. I am going to go ahead and clean out the entire toilet, as well as scrub out the inside and clean the outside of the toilet. I don't know, I think cleaning the outside of the toilet is absolutely necessary, but I see a lot of people don't do that. Not much else needs to be said, I just think it needs to be done.
Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to cleaning the floors. Typically I would take my vacuum in here and do a quick like little vacuum. You could also sweep. I don't have I was going to say a sweeper, but what is it called? A broom. I do not have a broom. I typically just use my vacuum because we have such a little amount of space in our home that actually needs to use a broom. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. Logan is sleeping in the room right next to the bathroom at this point in time, and so you know there is no way that this mama was about to turn on a vacuum and wake that boy up.
And we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away, away, away. Yeah, we'll fly. I will fly.
So I used to use the Clorox toilet bowl wand, like disinfector thing, but I just recently actually replaced it with like a non-cleaner attached toilet brush, if that makes sense. It's just a regular toilet brush. And then I use the Force of Nature cleaner in the toilet, and I actually really like it, but I do think it needs to be cleaned out on its own. So I'm just making it a point to clean it out every single time, make sure it's dry, or at least it has some ventilation to dry out so it doesn't get any mold in there. And then I'm making sure to clean down my light switches and all of my door handles, and I wanted to let the cleaner sit just for a little bit so it could do its thing and make sure that we've got that all disinfected and ready to go. The very last thing that I'm doing is scrubbing my hands with some soap and making sure they are all clean, and then I'm going to replace our towels and put some new clean ones in, because who doesn't love a nice fluffy clean towel after their shower? And that is it, you guys. I'm going to show you what the bathroom looks like, and that's it. That's all I did for cleaning my house that day, and it feels so much more fresh and clean, and my mind is clear. If you like these kinds of videos, give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Leave me a comment about what your favorite part of your house to clean is, and we'll see you next time. Bye! Y'all, I have quite a mess in my house today. I have a little 8-month-old... Geez, he's almost 8 months old. He's not quite 8 months old yet. Baby, and then I have 2 golden doodles and a husband who also contributes to the mess. And things can get out of hand pretty quickly, especially during the weekends when we kind of take time off and just hang out with each other. And I don't really do my regular maintenance stuff. So this is all about me getting off track and I'm showing you exactly how I'm getting back on track and getting my house cleaned up, and it feels so good to be in a clean home, let me tell you. So I hope you get all the motivation you need from this today. Let's get into it. So I'm starting off cleaning up Logan's toys over here. I just have this like wiry basket that I keep them in. I don't love that I can see all the toys in my living room, but I do love that when I look into the basket, I can see all the toys in there and nothing gets forgotten about at the bottom or anything like that. So we get to use all of them pretty regularly, and I like to switch them out for him. And here I'm showing you his little Jordans that Derek got him. Got him some little Jordans for his first shoes, and he absolutely loves them. Derek also has the matching pair, which I think is freaking adorable. So I'm just putting back these toys. I clean them up every nap time just so I can keep the house clean and things don't get too cluttered or toys get caught under anywhere.
And then I'm cleaning up this blanket. I was going to fold it and then I realized it just needed to be washed. So I'm putting it on the stairs to go upstairs. And then I'm cleaning up this little makeshift bed that was made over here, putting Derek's pillow upstairs, cleaning up the blanket, that sort of stuff. If you're wondering why Derek was sleeping on the couch, it's because we have been kind of sleep training. I've been saying that for a couple months now, but it's not going well. And Logie Bear cries quite a bit at night. Derek can hardly sleep and he has to work. So he sometimes will go down onto the couch and turn on some white noise just so he can get a few Z's here and there. And I totally get it. I wish I could do the same thing, but I'm still nursing during the night, so I stay upstairs. And then I'm just folding up all of my blankets over here and putting them away in the basket. We have a lot of blankets. I'm not even sure we need this many, but here we are. So I'm gonna clean up the couch and put the little recliner down, just kind of fix up this little area that I have back here. It's really like a diaper basket with like some wires and cords in them, and then our computers stay back there, which by the way, I need to find a new place for those wires and cords because Logie Bear has been very interested in them lately. And then I'm gonna come over and clean up the dog bed, put the pillows back on the couch. Everything just looks so nice whenever the pillows are on the couch. I don't know why that makes the biggest difference, but it does. And this little corner here is not my favorite in the world, but there is not much I can do about it at the moment. We have Logie Bear's high chair over here. We have the dog bed. We've got his little jumperoo toy thing and this little play mat, which I have been keeping on the floor, but kind of picking up sometimes if we need more room. I don't know, you guys. We just don't have enough space for everything in this one bedroom here, but we're making do with it. And I have been decluttering quite a bit of stuff as you've seen on my channel, and I will continue to keep doing so. So stay tuned for more decluttering and organizing videos on my channel. I will be posting a lot more of those, including like a garage one. So here, if you're wondering why I'm finicking with this little playmat for so long, I actually thought, you know what, maybe I'll just put it in the box downstairs. He really doesn't play with it that much. And later on, I just decided, you know what, we're going to keep it out. He does kind of tend to look at it sometimes. And now that I have it on the floor 24/7, which is where I've now kept it, Logan seems to really like it a lot. He plays on it. He kind of tries to pull up on it a little bit. We've gotten some use out of it. We'll put it away for the next baby here, probably within the next few weeks, I'd guess. So I'm pulling everything out of this corner because I'm going to do some of my babies. They're racing in from going on a walk with their dad. They absolutely love that time together, and it gave me some time to clean in peace and quiet. So they are rushing in and getting their treats and getting all settled, and I am going to be vacuuming off the dog bed. They don't shed, so it's not like I'm needing to vacuum off hair necessarily, but somehow there's like crumbs and stuff that gets in there. They don't eat in there, so I'm not really sure how it gets there, but it needed to be vacuumed out. So I'm just putting everything back into this corner, trying to put it there as neatly as I possibly can. It kind of is an eyesore, so there's not really much I can do about it. But here I'm just spending some time talking with Derek, chatting with him about his day. Then I am going to be plugging in my vacuum by our kitchen counter. We have a little plug up there, and I'm going to be finishing the rest of the carpets here. I had to take a second here because I actually got a splinter in my toe. Our pups tend to drag in quite a few like wood chips and things like that because they love to play in them. And if you're on my Instagram, you will have seen that in my stories where Kennedy loves to just roll in the wood chips, which is also why I need to vacuum so much. So anyways, that splinter stayed in my toe for like the rest of the day. I'm sure you guys can imagine the horror. But I am just going over this carpet and I'm gonna actually go over it twice. But tell me, is there really anything more satisfying than hearing that crackling in your vacuum when you can hear things being picked up? I think not. Just when you thought I was done vacuuming, you guys, it's a never-ending job. I'll be honest though, I really don't mind it. I truly don't. So I'm just removing everything. This is part of my spring cleaning, at least I'm telling myself that, is removing everything and vacuuming underneath things. Usually I tend to just vacuum around things, especially if I am in a hurry. So I am just making sure that I'm getting underneath everything.
batch of nachos, basically just with things in my fridge. It's got tofu, spinach, mushrooms on it, and then I dipped it in that chipotle black bean dip that I just showed you. That's from Trader Joe's, and it's so good. So I'm just cleaning up after lunch, making sure my kitchen is staying nice and fresh and clean throughout this whole thing, and that it's not getting out of hand. And then I'm gonna just be putting some things away and tidying up. And along with vacuuming, I feel like this is one of your guys' favorite parts, the sink cleaning. I don't know why, but it is really satisfying to watch. I love to get my sink clean. It just feels, I don't know, like everything's fresh and clean. I guess that should really be what this video is titled, So Fresh and So Clean. So I'm just getting my sink all nice and washed out, just with some regular dish soap and a little scrubber thing. And then I do have to use a glass to get the soap all the way off, because we do not have like a little handle that comes off of the sink to wash it like we used to. I now know of a ton of little convenience things here and there in the house that would make things so much easier, that we will be definitely putting in our own home. Speaking of convenience items, whether it be like where a plug is placed or having like a pull down faucet, anything along those lines, anything having to do with the home, what is your favorite convenience item in your home? Is it anything that I can't think of off the top of my head? I would love to know your input. So leave a comment down below with your favorite convenience item or where something is placed. I think you guys are getting my gist. Leave it in a comment below. I'd love to hear. I told you guys part of my spring cleaning is moving everything and washing underneath it or vacuuming underneath it, whatever it may be. So I moved my paper towel rack and the bananas that were sitting over here. I'm washing underneath everything, and I'm doing that with the rest of the kitchen as well as wiping down the outsides of things, whether they be getting greasy or whatever. If you guys have ever seen one of my other cleaning videos, then you have definitely seen me redo my letterboard. I like to keep things fresh and keep it moving, so I am just choosing a new quote. I typically get them off of Pinterest or just a quick Google search. I don't have a ton of time to sit down and look for them. I've got a baby who needs me, so I am just doing a really simple little quote here. I said Happy Spring as like a little play on like a bunny. You get it. So I'm just cleaning up all my letters for my letterboard here, and I store them in one of my kitchen drawers, kind of like my miscellaneous junk kitchen drawer, just so I don't forget to change things out and keep it fresh. And then I'm going to be moving on to cleaning my oven. Oh, you guys, my stove gets so nasty. I do not like having a stove like this. I would prefer a flat top much better, and that would probably be another thing that I will be looking for in a home. While I'm still scrubbing away on the oven over here, Derek was actually being a Superman and putting up all of our baby gates. We have been slowly but surely baby-proofing our home. Last thing, I need to get some wall plugs. That just reminded me, and I'm definitely going to go order those on Amazon. But he put up all these baby gates that we needed, and they're actually super nice. We got them used and for a great price. If you know anything about these baby gates, you know that they're pricey. So try and find them used like on Facebook Marketplace or something. You never know what you can find. So here I am just putting in a mug of water and spraying down the microwave. It got really gross. This is one of the things that I always forget to clean out, I guess because we just don't use it that often. So I am just closing the microwave, starting it for a minute 30 and letting that water kind of heat up to steam, and it'll make things so much easier to get off. And thankfully, the inside of my oven is really not looking too bad, just a few scraps here and there. So I'm just doing a quick wipe down of this.
to try out this tip of putting in a mug of water and letting it heat up to steam, feel free to always use like some lemon essential oil or whatever you like. It really just makes everything come off so much easier. If you do use this tip, tag me on Instagram, like in a story or a post. My Instagram username is at Mrs. Rachel Kraus. I love to see your guys' stuff, and it also helps me to know if you guys like to see more tips and tricks like this in my cleaning videos. Moving on to my little corner over here where my diffuser sits, and I gotta be honest, you guys, I do not use this as much as I need to. That reminds me I should probably turn it on right now, but I absolutely love the vibe that this gives off in my home. I just feel like it's so cozy, but also so clean. I don't know, I need to use it more often, but honestly, it falls pretty far down on my to-do list each day. Please tell me I'm not the only one whose kitchen floors get so dirty with crumbs in the corners like this. It happens so quickly. I think just because I'm in here cooking all of the time. So I'm just picking everything up off of the floor, shaking out these rugs. I actually got rid of these rugs. I was tired of seeing them. They didn't go with my decor at all, but I've been trying to save money and not go into HomeGoods because I go a little bit crazy every time I go in there. So whenever we buy a home is when I'm telling myself I can get new rugs. We'll see if that actually happens or if it happens before then. But I am just doing a little quick vacuum in here in place of my sweeping. I do not even own a broom at this moment. I should probably get one, but I love vacuuming because it's just all done and I don't necessarily have to bend down to do it. Even though in this next little bit you will see me bending down to hand mop, which is what I do because my kitchen is so tiny. If I didn't have such a tiny kitchen, I would probably be using some type of Swiffer or something with like a more natural cleaner. So this is probably the only cleaner that you'll see me use in this entire video, and it is the Force of Nature cleaner. I absolutely love this stuff. I will leave a link in the description down below where you can get it. It is absolutely amazing, totally natural. There's nothing to it except for, I believe, salt and vinegar. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. There's a bunch of stuff on it on their website, but it's a totally safe and clean cleaner that you can use on anything from like your fruits and veggies to your floors to your baby's toys. I absolutely love this stuff. So I am taking my vacuum cleaner here and I'm just going to be vacuuming this little nook back here and making sure that everything is clean and that nothing is left on the floor. Did you catch my little man following me everywhere? He pretty much does this on a daily basis, and I think it's the cutest dang thing. So I'm putting everything back and then emptying out the vacuum cleaner. It was starting to sound a little funky, so I knew it needed to be emptied. And then we're heading downstairs, and I'm going to be picking up all the shoes, vacuuming the stairs, vacuuming our little floor down here, and even vacuuming the ceilings just to make sure that we're not getting any kind of cobwebs or spider webs down here. Yep, I'm still here vacuuming, you guys. I feel like the stairs take forever, which is why I absolutely do not like doing them. I think I could probably put an easier attachment on my vacuum. I actually just recently found my bag of attachments for my vacuum cleaner, so I will definitely be using those in my next video, so stay tuned for that if that interests you at all. But here I am just picking up some extra like tennis balls that had gotten thrown down here. Mainly they were Kohl's. And then I'm picking up some of the shoes, just trying to bring everything up and keep it nice and tidy down there. And we're moving on to my next set of stairs and just making sure these are clean as well. These ones weren't as bad because they're not by the front door, so they're not like super dirty where we track everything in. I'm just making sure these are all clean and trying to get it done as quickly as possible.
Could swear it's been 700 degrees in here.
I'm doing a quick vacuum on our little landing right here at the top of the stairs before I move into the bathroom and get that all clean and tidied up. And let me tell you, when the bathroom is clean, it feels so much better. I don't know, I just feel like a much cleaner person. So I'm just hanging my trash bag on the door here, which I do every single time. We'll be moving everything out of here. Those were actually my cleaning supplies that I just moved out. And then I am getting my rugs, shaking them off, and those will be going in the washer straight away. And then I'm going to be emptying my trash, just taking everything out of the room so I can really get a good deep clean in here. After I empty out my trash can, I'm just spraying in some Force of Nature cleaner in there, and then I'm going to be wiping it out. I always like to wipe out my trash can after each time that I empty it, just so it doesn't get too mucked up. I don't love the look of leaving like a little trash bag in there, so I prefer to just clean it out each time. Who knows, that might change as my kids get older and start getting messier. Here, I'm just going ahead and cleaning off my countertops, putting everything away. Mainly it's just stuff that had been left out or needed to be thrown away but was too big for the trash can, like that empty bottle of mouthwash right there. And we're going to be removing everything from the counters and then cleaning them off.
You make me feel kind of bad, kind of good, kind of everything, yet it doesn't feel like it should. You make me feel kind of wrong, kind of right, kind of anything, and I would change it if I could.
So I actually had already wiped down the counters. I'm so sorry, you guys. For some reason, my footage of that got deleted, but just know they were wiped down with that green microfiber cloth that you see right there. That is an e-cloth. It's like a naturally disinfecting cloth. And then I took that toothbrush and just scrubbed around the ring of my faucet. For some reason, it gets all red. One of you guys said in my last video that it could be the iron content in my water. I have no idea. It totally could be. I'm not doing that much research into it, to be honest with you. I don't really have the time or energy, but I am just going to be cleaning out my little toothbrush holder. It had gotten a little bit too dirty. That green thing that you saw at the bottom was a leaf from that green plant that I have right there, which I thought was kind of funny. And then I'm going to be moving on to my bathtub and just removing all of my soaps and shampoos that have been sitting up there and giving it a good clean on there. It tends to get pretty dirty. I'm not quite sure why. I know it's like a combination of Kennedy coming to sit up there, so she's got a little bit of dirt on her, and then I guess just being dirty and getting in the shower. I don't really know, but it's getting clean nonetheless with my microfiber e-cloth and my Force of Nature cleaner. Just putting all of my soaps and shampoos back. I checked to make sure that all of them were full. There were no empty bottles, and if there were empty bottles, this would be the time that I would get rid of them. And then I'm just going to be closing my shower curtain, and that is that for my shower. So I'm coming back to my little toothbrush holder here and really wiping it down. I had let the Force of Nature cleaner sit in there for a while, and I actually removed the tag on the bottom. I wasn't even thinking about that, but it was an added little perk of leaving some cleaner on there. So I'm just washing it out and all that kind of stuff, showing you that it is totally sparkly clean. And then I'm putting my toothbrushes back in there. And then we are going to go ahead and move on to the toilet. I'm going to be spraying this down with the Force of Nature cleaner and then cleaning it with some paper towels. I don't know, you guys, it's really hard for me to want to clean it with a microfiber cloth and then put it into the washer. I don't know. It just seems like unsanitary. I don't know. So anyways, we're cleaning it with some paper towels and Force of Nature cleaner, and we're going to get it all clean. And here I'm using the Clorox Toilet Bowl Wand Cleaner. I think that's what it's called. These work great, but unfortunately the fragrance of it gives me a really bad headache every time I use it. So I told myself I would use them until they were gone so that I wasn't wasting any money. And today they are gone. So I threw them away in my bag, and I am going to be getting another tool, probably just a regular toilet bowl brush, and using the Force of Nature cleaner on it. That will be what I'm using in my next video. So stay tuned for that one. I love to put these cleaning videos out for you, hopefully at least once a week. If you guys want to see a cleaning video once a week, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to do that for you. Here I'm just finishing up by hand mopping my floor, making sure that all the hair is gone. I even wiped down my door. I don't know, it seemed dirty and it seemed like it needed a good wipe down. So if you guys enjoy these cleaning videos, please let me know in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up. It totally helps support my channel, and I appreciate every single one of you coming to watch my videos. I hope you'll subscribe before you leave, and we'll see you next time. Bye!